Yeah.
Tribute, me and Darkwing love this game.
Yeah.
Send us a copy, even though we don't stream, of anything that you come out with in the future. But as you heard from his own mouth, esteBAM had words.
They're just moochers.
game.
Don't listen to them. They're just
So
moochers.
don't send him any copies.
They're
Man,
brown nosers and
wait.
moochers. Do you want a bunch of yes men, or do you want what you need, which is
Yes, man.
We want yes men. We want people to buy this game.
First off,
Hey,
this game-
so let's rate
it's
it. Let's rate the game. You know, out the gate. What do you rate it, Darkwing?
Out the gate? Out of what?
Out of a scale of 10.
Quiet.
He's thinking long and hard.
It's real. It's real. Like, this
All right,
genuine...
Will, do you think you can answer faster than he can? Let him think.
Yeah, 2.
Man, come on.
out of 10.
Out of 10. Quit playing.
Even if it was out of 5, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I rank this a 9.
9.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because it is a trip down memory lane. Like, play this stream back and hear the legitimate oohs and ahs in our voices as we saw like all these characters that we haven't thought about in years pop up. That was just like flooding back into our memory, and then like you said, it had good mechanics. Like, it wasn't just a beat 'em up where you just go left to right. Like, we had super moves, we had that didn't take away from our health. We had dashes. Will you shut up? Oh my god! Apparently, this my segment is done.
What?
9.
What happened?
You don't hear this?
No?
No one hears.
Dogs are going bananas
Oh,
right
no,
now.
I don't hear it. Okay, but that's why you liked it. What was the, like, we all liked it for the same reasons you're saying. Those are all legitimate. But what was the thing that knocked it down a point?
What that knocked it down a point? So what knocked it down a point was that even though we were playing like story mode, so we didn't have to worry about, you know, starting over from the beginning. I still felt like it should have been more levels, like not too many more, but like maybe an even 20
Yeah.
instead of 16, and the bosses weren't consistent. So like Rat King was super hard. Well, not hard, but challenging. And the Chrome Dome, he was challenging. And Temstra, the one that neither one of us knew,
Yeah.
the video game chick, she was challenging. But then you had stuff like Baxter,
Yeah.
Stockman, that was
he was
kind of
just-
like he was just there.
Yeah.
Or Leatherhead. No, Leatherhead was the worst one. Leatherhead was super easy.
He looked great
Like,
and
he was
everything.
no
but-
challenge
yeah, no challenge.
whatsoever. Oh, another one was hard was the Ground Chuck and
Dirtbag. Yeah.
Them being together was great.
So for
But
me,
yeah, I wish all the bosses were equally challenging.
yeah. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
like those ones I named.
So mine, I give it a 9 too. Kind of around the same thing with the bosses. I wish the bosses had, like, when their levels would, you know, they progress, they go to the next level. I wish those were more noticeable, and I wish they would progressively get way harder. Some of them,
Yeah.
they were either easy all the way through, or you couldn't even tell sometimes that there was a progression.
Yeah,
so
sometimes
yeah.
when they had different attacks, they only did it one time. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought we were ramping up, and it was now like, okay, you got used to this set of patterns, but now let me put these other patterns in there.
Yeah, and it seemed like when it happened, it wasn't like halfway. It was like when he only had like 10% health left. That's what it seemed like. And then the crossplay thing's a big issue with me. It's 2022, man. If you're gonna announce crossplay, don't make it weird and broken the way it is on this game. But it's not the worst, but still, just make that shit work. Don't make me have to randomly find people, like hoping, like rolling a dice, hoping that their room is gonna show up. Like, you can do numbers. You know how the room numbers, you
Yeah,
can do that.
the room number, the room ID.
And then there was some stuff that was useless, like the strong attack. It does absolutely nothing. There's no benefit of doing it. It's kind of a wasted mechanic. And yeah, you're just a sitting duck at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
And then there was a little bit of
I really
repetitiveness
never used it.
overall, but like, it's a beat 'em up game, so can't really take off too much for that. Oh, and I wish the cutscenes were more, like, they look great and everything, but I wish they were, they don't have to be fully animated, but it'd be cool if they were like fully voiced and there was more of a story, like dialogue going on. That would have been cool. So that's the only reason I didn't give it a 10, like everything I just said. All right, Darkwing, what do you say?
Oh, shit.
He's still
Hey.
stuck. He can't think. He can't
He
think.
wasn't even thinking.
A 9.4.
No,
Here you
there's
go
no
with these
points.
point 375,
But
Right.
9
So-
and 3/8.
it's a really, really high. You want to give it a 10, right? You basically want to give it a
I
10.
want to. I want to give
That's
it.
fine. I mean, I can see
can't-
people
I
giving
can't-
this a 10.
That's like,
I'm not gonna
but I
argue
can't
it.
give it a 10 because of what you were saying about finding people in crossplay. Like that is such a, and I know that has nothing to do with like the game mechanics and that shit. But like that's such a, and this is such a party game where you play with your friends. Like that should be like a no-brainer, easy deal.
Yeah.
My comments on the easy bosses, the bosses that like Will was saying were like easier than others. I realized they were easy, but then I also realized that their fight pattern was the same as Turtles in Time. The guys that were easy were also in Turtles in Time, and they kept them the same, like from Turtles in Time. Like Baxter did exactly the same shit he did in Turtles in Time. Leatherhead did exactly the same shit he did on the train in Turtles in Time. So I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. I didn't call it out at the time, but I realized it was happening when it was happening. So
But I didn't play Turtles in Time like that. Like I
Yeah.
played it, but I never played it to beat it. If that
Yeah.
makes
I mean,
any sense.
that's your fault.
So my turtles, the turtles that I played the most
That
and
sounds like a
beat
you problem.
was the arcade, the one where they start off in their burning apartment building.
I never even played Turtles in Time until
Oh,
last year.
the one in the burning apart. That's so Turtles 2. You played Turtles 2.
Yeah, I played
You
Turtles
played-
too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so the one everybody played is Turtles in Time. Like that's
Yeah,
what
I
this
know.
one's based off of. This one's not even based off of Turtles 2. Like Turtles 2, they didn't even really have any real homages from Turtles 2 except for like a handful of things. But like the bosses were definitely Turtles in Time.
Yeah, they had the so like when we were in the studio, that was kind of like the not the studio, when we went out to the street after leaving the studio, that was like the second stage from Turtles 2. 'Cause you go to the right and then you go down and then some ninjas come out of the wall from the building.
Yeah,
you're
but
coming
that like
down.
that's what happened in Turtles in Time as well.
Um,
Like to me, the second stage was in Turtles in Time. Like even like the Rat King stuff was like Turtles in Time to me. Because I know like in the 2 version, when you're in the sewer, it's like different. But in like this, like even like the cheese monsters that were like popping out of the ground, like that's like the shit from the sewers when they were popping out of the water in Turtles in Time. Like there's so many things in Turtles in Time that I was looking for Turtles 2 stuff because I like Turtles 2 is like the one that made me fall in love with like the fucking games.
Yeah.
But then Turtles in Time is the one that kept me around.
Turtles
but,
1 was rough.
One, I was like, man, fuck this
Yeah.
franchise. Like,
They
One was
almost
rough, man.
they
Yeah.
almost ended it. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
almost
they
no
out the gate.
franchise.
it started
Um,
and ended at the same time.
Do you guys think this is the best Turtles game? Like as far as like beat 'em ups and stuff? I think if I had to really think about it,
For
I would
me,
say yes.
I would say yeah, because
Yeah.
one, the variety. So
Yeah.
Lanza was in here talking about all the turtles are the same, they're just different colors, right?
But they're
And
not.
it's like,
yeah.
no, all these characters fight
Yeah.
differently.
They're more
like,
different.
It was kind of RPG-ish. It was
Mhm.
RPG-ish with the, this one's faster, this one's slower, but he has more
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
or whatever. This one has like clearly like when Donatello was hitting people, I was like, man, he can hit people from like 3 characters
Yeah.
away,
360.
and
too.
I gotta be right up on him.
Yeah.
So I was like at a disadvantage,
Yeah.
but I was cool with that because one, I love Raph, and two, I like the power or whatever.
Yeah, you were getting more. You'd kill people faster because you'd have more power.
Yeah, I had more hits to do. So I
this-
think from that aspect of it, just the making it, it's not just pick a color. You know what I'm saying? Like it was actually a different game mechanics to each character.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I say this game is and you get the opportunity to play with 6 people. You know what we would have done with 6
Oh,
people
yeah.
back in the day?
That'd've been
Or
crazy.
well, with play with all 4 turtles rather.
Yeah.
It would've been
Back in the day, like
Would've been
as a
huge
kid,
problem.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah. Wait. So
Even though
wait, you didn't
couldn't
play the
do it
arcade
'cause
game
it's
with all
Nintendo.
4 turtles?
I mean, randomly if I was in arcade with 3 other people.
Oh, okay, but people
yeah,
you knew.
but yeah, people
had
I
no
knew.
friends, huh?
Otherwise,
It's best up.
I mean, I know I play with random people too.
You didn't
but
have
it's kind of
friends.
like playing random,
You
Just
know,
got
friends,
sad.
like Call of Duty, where it's
super
like
sad life.
we're not playing together. You're always getting a pizza, even though you have full health.
Yeah.
That type of that douchebag that you play with. Or whatever. It's like, come on, man. You see, I got 2 hit points left. You got full hit points. Like that pizza did nothing for you, but yet you grabbed the pizza.
Yeah, that should have pissed me off. So here's what I'll say. I think so. Turtles in Time would be better to me, except for two things. This game has the best beat 'em up like super system I've ever seen, where it doesn't take your health when you do supers.
Yep.
Right.
Like it's the best.
Plus,
And it has something I don't see in any other beat 'em ups as well. A fucking dodge roll that
dodge,
works.
yeah.
And so it's like those two things.
With iframes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's if it didn't have those two things, I'd put Turtles in Time over it. But because it has those two things, this shit beats out Turtles in Time.
I like that it has some inputs you have to do, like the forward moves.
Oh yeah,
a couple of them, not just the one. Every other game sort of
It
has
was
it, but it's just
one
one.
attack.
This one has two, and you can chain it into other stuff.
You had upward attacks.
And downward attack. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they varied it up. Also, you should cut this section out
What? No.
and put a review. No, I'm saying cut it out
Oh,
as
as
its
a
own video.
solo
and
review?
put
Yeah.
as the review.
Yeah, I can do that. All right, sounds good. So really appreciated game, basically.
So in the last, if I can ask this question, in the last 4 years, like 2 of those 4 years we've been locked inside and shit like that. What would you say this would rank in the 4 years as like a game? Like out of everything we played, would you say this is like a top 3, top 4? Like what are we saying?
I mean, it has to be
out in the patch then.
So how many years? What years are we talking about? From
4 years. So it's like we've been locked in for 2 years. This year that we've been outside, and then like the year right before we like went into lockdown.
Yeah, I would say it's in the top 3, because what else has brought all of us together this quickly, and we've come right back to it.
This quickly, this consistently.
Yeah, and had fun the whole way through. We weren't like, it was fun in the beginning, but then it was fun the whole way through.
Or it was good on paper. Like
any game in the last 4 years that we've been like hooked on to like beat. Other than the cooking game,
yeah.
But that was just
okay. But that's one game.
We were like, I remember. I don't think it was Bam, but I think it was Will was like kicking and screaming to not play that game.
I remember that.
I was super against Overcooked, and then I started playing, and I was like, this game is amazing.
It's like Overcooked, Speedrunners, Turtles.
Ooh, Speedrunners is up there too.
Yeah.
Those will probably be my 3 games right
Maybe.
now.
I couldn't argue it. It's pretty good list. I think anybody that would play any 3 of those games would have fun. I could recommend them to anybody. There's other games I like that I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I would recommend those games.
Yep.
To anybody.
No matter what they like.